Welcome, my friends of the interwebs. We do a little gun cleaning, a little political discussion. You know how I do it. Hey, I was gonna use frog lube. I'm out in my garage right now, and I don't know if you can see my breath. Well, maybe not. I can see it. It's frog lube that I have. This little sample frog lube, hard as a freaking rock. So I guess I just have to use the Rusty Rags magic oil because it's good to go. A lot of people think that I have an issue with frog lube. I don't. I actually like frog lube, but I also like Rusty Rags. I think they serve two different purposes, completely two different purposes altogether. And so yeah, if you're down with frog lube, for sure, absolutely. But I will tell you that I dig Rusty Rags. No big shocker there. And Latham is one of us. He's a YouTuber. He got his start on YouTube. He's a good guy. So why wouldn't I support him? So anyway, but I just found it interesting that the frog lube is frozen. It's coldest. I mean, it's as cold as a witch's nipple out here. So, you know, it is what it is. And I suppose the temperature for this stuff to freeze is clearly much lower than, I don't know what it is right now, 18 degrees out or something like that. Anyway, I just didn't want people to think that I was bagging on frog lube for the fuck of it, because I actually do like frog lube, and I respect the guys that are involved with frog lube. They got a couple of frog lube fanboys, though, that I could do without. They're kind of annoying fucks, but you got that in all walks of life. All walks of life. Anyway, oh, and hey, listen, big shout out to the Toledo Blade. Will be doing the honors of catching any kind of fluid that manages to escape. I love using the Toledo Blade to clean my guns because, in all honesty, it is a anti-gun, left-wing leaning rag that really only serves two purposes of any distinction that I can think of, and that is one, lining your bird cage, or two, cleaning your gun. So, you know, I'm putting the Toledo Blade to good use. The Block family would be extremely happy, and you know, since they've always tried to undermine the Second Amendment. A lot of that going on these days. A lot of trying to undermine the Second Amendment. Oh, by the way, and I know a lot of people say to me I put way too much ballistol on when I clean my guns. I got it like that. It's a big can. I don't care. That can's lasted me a long time. By the way, you know, it's funny. Some guy said to me, he goes, every time you dip that brush into the ballistol, you're contaminating it. Dude, I've been doing that for 40 years. Not with just ballistol, but hoppies, you name it. Yeah, I don't think there's any such thing as contaminating it. What, like I'm going to eat it, drink it, do shots of it? I mean, seriously? You know. So anyway, politics. You know, I tell you, the things that I see going on in today's world just blow my freaking mind. This whole drone thing. Well, you know what? Before we get to the drones, before I start talking about the Lord of the Drones, Barack Hussein Obama, let's talk about how Barack is going around the country, hobnobbing with the anti-gunners and foaming at the freaking mouth, waiting for them. Well, I'll be honest with you, the first chance he gets to sign any bills. Now, I know he's been supporting a lot of the state issues for banning assault weapons and banning high-capacity mags and all that stuff. But believe me, and I know I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, but believe me, the first chance that he gets, the very first chance that he gets to sign legislation banning weapons or anything thereof, magazines, the whole 9 yards, he will do it. He cannot wait to do it. By the way, yeah, looking pretty dirty. I don't clean this every time I shoot it. You know, I know I used to when I was younger. Every time I put a bullet down the barrel, I had to clean it, and you know, and that just got freaking old. You know, I probably did that for, I don't know, 7 or 8 years, and then finally I'm like, you know, what am I doing? That's just a waste of solvent. You know, let me know in the comment section if you agree with that, because I got to be honest with you, I don't think they need to be cleaned every time you shoot them. You know, none of my guns are safe queens. Even my, even my Equinox, which is a custom shop SIG, you know, it's not a safe queen. I don't care. I mean, it's a tool. So, but anyway, so Obama's running around trying his best to undermine the Second Amendment, or at least give aid and comfort to those that are trying to do that. And what amazes me is how many people are shocked. Oh, they can't believe it. You know, he's the president. What's he doing there supporting Minnesota's efforts to destroy the Second Amendment? What do you think? You know what? To my Democrat friends who stood by him through that whole election process, and now they're all just shocked, and they're all just beside themselves. Can't believe that he's doing what he's doing. Seriously? No. I tried to tell you all, but you know, I was a right-wing radical, spewing right-wing rhetoric, hate. I was a hate monger. Yeah, because I was telling you the truth about your boy, and that's not a racist term in that context. You know, telling you the truth about your boy, telling you exactly what he would do. And I always said this, and I always shook my head when people just couldn't wrap their minds around what I was saying, because what I would always say would be, as much as I didn't care for Romney, a first-term Romney is a whole lot better than a second-term Obama, because second-term presidents do shit. You know, they actually don't give a fuck because they don't have to worry about getting reelected. I mean, to me, I don't know why people found that to be such a radical concept, and how I was hate-mongering when I said that shit. I mean, I just, you know, it amazes me. Absolutely amazes me. So when I see my Democrat friends all up in arms over what Obama's doing, I just got to shake my head and go, really? Seriously? Because you know what? To be honest with you, they're not that stupid. They're not. They're not that stupid. They knew damn well. Maybe they were hoping and praying that Obama wouldn't get the opportunity, or the opportunity wouldn't raise. Like, you know, listen, like there wasn't going to be another shooting. We got a whole nation of fucking young people that are on freaking psychotic medication, drugs. Ask any young person. They'll tell you. Most of their friends are on something. You know, whether it's Ativan, Ritalin, or, you know, Adderall, whatever the hell that shit is. You know? I mean, we've drugged up a whole nation of kids and then wonder why they go into a school and start killing people. You know, and I'm sick and tired of hearing people talk about how it's the availability of firearms. Listen, I grew up in a household where I had access to loaded firearms. I knew better to touch them. I never touched them. My dad had a loaded rifle on his bedroom wall. As far back as I can remember, I was an adult before he took that down. And I think the only reason he took it down was they were painting the room, and he forgot to put it back up. I mean, you know, didn't want to take the time to put the thing back up. I mean, honestly, you can't get more access than that. I mean, and there was a lot of times when I was in elementary school where me and my brother would leave for school in the morning. Both our parents would already be off to work. I could have grabbed that rifle off the wall. It was always loaded, taken it to school and started popping people. But you know what? First of all, the very thought of that would have made me cringe, because, you know, I wasn't a drugged out lunatic. And I'm not trying to let these kids off the hook, because I do believe in personal responsibility, but really, when you think about the situation for what it is it really their fault if they've been taking fucking drugs to fuck with their head from the time they were 5, 4? I mean, you know, I don't know who needs to be held responsible. Maybe the pharmaceutical companies, maybe the doctors, maybe the parents. But I don't know, to be honest with you, if it's really on the kids. So, anyway, I know I went off on a little bit of a rant there. But honestly, did anybody really think that Obama wasn't going to get the opportunity to do some damage to the Second Amendment? Because if you really thought that, you were either hoping against all hope, or you are retarded. Maybe you're on some meds that we don't know about. And I don't want any one person to think I'm singling them out on this, because I'm not. Believe me, I had more than enough Democrat friends who were gun owners, literally, were gun owners, that voted for Obama. thinking, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. Idiots. You know, listen, I live in Toledo, Ohio. And when I tell you Toledo, Ohio is a left-wing, we're an hour south of Detroit. I know I've said this a million times. We're an hour south of Detroit. We are, for all intents and purposes, little Detroit. Our economy revolves around the automotive industry and the UAW. And believe me when I tell you that most of my friends and their families all are UAW drones, and that's one of the reasons I hate the union so much, because I see the nonsense, the propaganda that they spew. You'll never see any union literature show up at your house with any Republicans on it to vote for. And it doesn't really, you know, and here's the thing. It doesn't matter what their stance is. Bottom line, they will never, ever, ever support a Republican. Ever. You could get a Republican to come out and say he was pro-labor, and a Democrat to come out and say he was pro-right to work, and the unions would choose not to endorse either candidate. And I know this for a fact. Look at the United Mine Workers of America. They couldn't bring themselves to support Mitt Romney at all. But, you know, they couldn't support Obama because Obama was clearly freaking destroying their jobs. And by the way, if you remember, it wasn't the union leadership for the United Mine Workers of America. It was the workers themselves, the union dues payers, who demanded that their union did not support Barack Obama. Because believe me when I tell you, the union thugs that are in charge damn sure would have endorsed Barack Obama regardless if he was going to kill that union or not, or kill their jobs. And then they turn around and try to say that they're for the working man. I mean, really, pull your heads out of your asses, people. Seriously. So, anyway, what was I originally going to talk? Oh, drones. I don't care if anybody watches this video. I'm just going to make it as long as I want to. I don't really give a rat's ass. Drones. Here's another thing that just amazes me. I don't hear much from my Democrat friends about this, but we're in a situation now. We live in a world now where the President of the United States has kill lists, and supposedly they're terrorists, but there doesn't necessarily need to be any kind of evidence that they're terrorists. And he can order the assassination of a United States citizen at his will. I mean, wow. What kind of world are we in now where the President of the United States is judge, jury, and executioner over Americans? Now, I don't have a problem if it's not an American citizen that he wants to take out in the name of national security and it's overseas. I don't have a problem with that. But I have a problem with them basically executing American citizens who should be afforded their rights under the Bill of Rights. And he's just offing people. How many people have they killed we don't even know about? I'm not trying to get all Alex Jones and conspiracy on you, but damn, seriously? I mean, the things that we know about this administration is staggering. And people talk about Richard Nixon like he's some kind of criminal. Or was some kind of criminal? Last time I checked, Richard Nixon wasn't assassinating American citizens. You know, this whole drone thing, listen, we need to get a grip on that. We need to do that now. And Democrats, you need to come on board with this. Because there is nothing good that's going to come out of this drone thing. This whole drone thing, and they'll play it off like, well, you know, we're going to use it to protect the borders, and it's going to be a good thing. You know, it's going to save money, and it's going to, you know, ultimately what's going to happen, honestly, is that Americans are going to die. You're going to have a national police force in the sky looking for people to kill. Now, it's disturbing as hell when you hear things like they don't have to have any evidence that these people are quote-unquote terrorists. There's no evidence needed for that. No evidence required whatsoever. I mean, that's kind of scary if you think about it. You know, I mean, I don't know, people. We need to put our foot down and say no. No. What are the American people? Listen to me. It started out with red light cameras. And I mean, you know, I know some of you are chuckling right now, but I'm telling you right now, it started out with red light cameras. People are freaking becoming just drones themselves, sheep. Letting the government do whatever the fuck they want to do. Fuck the Constitution. Fuck the Bill of Rights. You know, just give me my check. Give me my government cheese. Government can do anything. Give me my cheese. The government can do whatever they please. I mean, that's just disgusting to me. I mean, what kind of... We live in a country where people really, really, really want tyranny. In fact, it's something they crave. Gots to have... They wake up in the morning. Gots to have me a little tyranny in my life. They don't want to have to think for themselves anymore either. They're willing to give up all their personal liberties for literally nothing. It's just disgusting. And this, by the way, is a product of years and years and years of welfare. 50 years or 40 years, whatever it is, of welfare. It's a product of putting people on a check. You know, I don't remember who said it, but somebody said, I think it might have been Rush Limbaugh, it's hard to beat Santa Claus. Now, I do believe, to be honest with you, you can call Brock Santa Claus if you want. He stole that election. He stole it. And, you know, whatever, we'll leave that for another discussion. But I'm going to tell you something. The fact of the matter is that there still were enough people who wanted them checks to keep rolling in. They wanted Uncle Sugar to take care of them. And they were okay with all of it. They don't care. Bill of Rights. I mean, here's the thing. They never learned about the Bill of Rights to begin with. Most of those low-life government tit-sucking buffoons don't even know that there's a Bill of Rights. They don't know it. They've never been taught it. Most of them didn't go to school. I mean, why go to school? You're going to get a check? Shit. You kidding me? I mean, fuck. Anyway, oh, hell, I'm over 15 minutes. I know I said I didn't care, but I don't really want to make a half-an-hour-long video, only because it'll take forever to upload. Let me know in the comment section. Do you think I'm crazy? And if you're one of my Democrat friends who voted for Barack Obama, could you just please apologize? Seriously. It'd make me feel better. You know, maybe even say I'm sorry for calling you a right-wing nut. You know? Maybe even go as far as to say, hey, you were right. That was wrong. You know, I mean, and for those people who are saying, hey, you know, Barack Obama really hasn't done anything yet. Well, yeah, I don't know what to say. We live in very bizarre times, my friends. Very, very bizarre times. But if there's anybody at this point that doesn't think that we would have been better off with mittens, you know. I mean, let's be honest. Say what you want about Romney, but he at least wouldn't have been out campaigning to destroy the Second Amendment in his first term. He may have done it in his second term, not saying that he wouldn't have. And I always said I wasn't a big fan of his, and we probably are going to need to have somebody run against him in a few years. But, yeah. Anyway, before I go, God bless my coal mining brothers. I know it's been a horrible, horrible, horrible time for you. And stay strong. That's all I can say. I mean, you know. I mean, I know it's the Titanic has sank and we're in the water. I get it. You know, I do. And it don't look like any of the lifeboats are going to come back for us. That's for sure. But just trust in God and see, you know, hope for the best. That's all you can do. All right, everybody, take care. See ya!